as you could see, it's 125th edition of our news. For the celebration we prepared new, brighter studio and the new intro and credits movie. I hope you will at least a bit like it. Now we can begin with the news. We already celebrated 5th anniversary of our forum. To remind you, it was on 28th June and we celebrated with some articles and a live broadcast. But we celebrated one more forum anniversary, and it was the day when our forum really came to life, and it was 11th July. Nothing special was done in celebration on this day, but we tend to celebrate the whole summer, so you can still expect some things to come out during that time. Follow happenings on our forum site and channel in order not to miss something. Do you remember this? I believe you do, as each edition of news last summer was full of it. Yes, some already figured out we're talking about Character War. It was very popular forum game last summer, and I somehow missed to report about who won. Who else would that be than Yoshi, almost the most loved character ever existed. This year the game is back with some new added characters on the list as well, so you're very much invited to participate in our character game again and vote for your most hated character in order the most loved one could win. Will this be Yoshi again? Join our forum and see the list, as the game is already in full action and some characters were already voted out. Not only Character War and Gaming section of the forum, but also all this section is revived. We are continuing with some old games like Guess the Next Poster, The Person Below Me, Showdown of the Games and more. I have to say those are very interesting games and is really enjoyable to play them. Did you think Ghost Story is over already? If you did, you were mistaken. I just yesterday posted a new chapter in which you will learn ghosts and all who tend to help them have one more secret ally, which only now decided to take action and help those he can. Who that is you will have to read in just published chapter, but you will surely find out when reading you didn't have even the slightest clue who that might be. Enjoy reading. Those who are members of our forum short time won't remember, but those who are here from the very beginning or were even the members of once famous but now long closed forum Ibrix will know who returned, at least to greet us if not to be more active. The returning member is Bubbleboy-1, who was more known back on Ibrix as Mr. Maniac. We are even more happy when so old and long gone members are returning, so welcome back from News Reaction as well, Bubbleboy-1, and hope you will now return more often. Summer of Reviews is in full speed, and you are now able to read quite some reviews of the games. There are some flashback reviews and some of the just released games, so you can find a little something for everyone, I would say. Until now you can find flashback reviews like D-Blob, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Maddled, Super Mario Galaxy 2, Young Nikki and Punch-Out!, and among the reviews of the new games you can read New Super Mario Bros. for Wii, Portal, Pro Evolution Soccer 3D and Wario Land The Shake Dimension. All those reviews are written by our reviewers, Taoni, Tic Tac, Gorilla and even Gibbon Master. On the site you can also find Nui and 3DS directory where all reviews presented and even more can be found. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time 3D is finally out, and now at least some members of our forum have a lot to discuss. If Tic Tac isn't particularly enthusiastic about it, Then Taoni, Granko, and Dr. Mario Shirley are discussing where they just got to into the game. Did you pick your own copy already? If you did, then we're interested in what you achieved so far. The discussion is open. Those of us who followed this year's E3 Expo events know very well that new Zelda game is about to be released titled The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword, and we already opened the discussion topic for the subject. So far we know that this game will possibly be released simultaneously worldwide. What will happen for the first time in Nintendo history? Well, we're guessing and discussing many more things related to the game, of course. Who doesn't remember Space Invaders game? Many do, and for this reason we brought the news to our forum that this game will be remade as a movie by Lorenzo di Bonaventura and Oddlat Entertainment's Jiri Pritzker. No one really has the imagination how it will look like, and the thing is in the very beginning as they search for the story writer yet, but let's wait and see. In the meantime, here you have the topic. This time in movie section, where you can speculate about the movie or you just go ahead and report yourself to the writer duty. If you're a good writer, you might live to see the success, who knows. And now to kind of shocking news for all of us who love PopCap and games they produce. We have heard and published for you the shocking news that famous gaming developer EA bought PopCap Games, the developers behind Bejeweled, Zombies vs. Plants, Zoom and more. Well, the shock was the first impression of what we read, but reading the press releases from PopCap and EA kind of convinced us that this is a good idea and will enable PopCap to get more resources and produce games for more platforms, and for EA to get into one more sphere of gaming, as PopCap produces games mostly for mobile devices. Rugby Challenge is the game which brings the excitement among all rugby fans, especially as the official game of the World Cup is also coming out. It brings a lot of discussion to the topic, and the latest we are comparing both games and guessing what is better in one and what in another game, especially as some of our members already could see the Rugby Challenge game in action. I believe the Rugby Autumn will be very hot and action-packed, being in regarding games or the real World Cup, which begins in September in New Zealand. Games Telltale should make is the last topic open in gaming section. We found the article on OneUp site and we agree that the choice is quite interesting. We're bringing the link to the topic on OneUp site so you can see it for yourselves and discuss the theme with us. So long expected video service for 3DS is out, but so far it leaves us more disappointed than enthusiastic, as there is not much to see, and for many 3DS users who are not residing in big countries like UK, Germany, France or us, the service is not allowed to be used at all. Despite all this, we hope there will be some more content which more users could enjoy. No matter what, you still are invited to discuss the topic. World Cup is more and more discussed theme not only on our forum, but everywhere, and we're publishing the first solid squad for the championship, which was announced by Canada. Canada was the first country which announced the final squad for the championship, and you can read from who it consists of. But as long as there are not more of those final squads from more countries, you are invited to write down your own squad you would pick for your country or for your favorite country if your country is not participating in the competition. Dr. Mario was the member who celebrated his birthday in the time we didn't broadcast. It was on July 15th. Happy birthday, Dr. Mario, from News Redaction 2. Finally, the fourth season of Torchwood series began with the first part of the first two-parter episode titled Miracle Day. The first part is titled The New World, and those who saw the episode say it was rather good. In the topic you can rate and discuss the episode, so go ahead. The last movie of Harry Potter is out, and it seems just right we've opened the topic for discussing it. The movie is titled Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. It came out on July 15. We even now didn't have the chance to see the movie yet, but according to trailers it looks like an amazing one. If you saw it already, you should tell us what you think. This is everything for tonight. I hope you enjoyed the edition, and you will forgive us not to broadcast last week. We were hard at making the new studio and stuff, and here's some more in plans to be done still regarding 5th anniversary of our forum. However, for all those who rather listen than watch, we also prepared a podcast with the 125th edition of our news in celebration of our 125th edition, which will be regular editions from now on as well. The link to the podcast you will find among all other links at the end of this edition, and it will also be published on our forum in multimedia section. Good night from Night Ghost and Knight-Nui staff.